Hoje nós vamos entrevistar um cara especial para o VTES. Fique com a gente. Olá, Caítas, eu sou o Felipe, você está na GNTV e hoje nós vamos entrevistar um personagem importante do mundo do VTES. Vamos entrevistar o BEN. Olá, BEN, é um prazer ter você aqui com a gente hoje. Você poderia se apresentar para o nosso público e falar qual é o seu papel no VTES?
Hi everyone, I'm BEN PEAL. I'm the product director for Black Chantry Productions. I live here in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm the only American in BCP. My role in the company is as lead designer of VTES, as well as setting the roadmap for production of future expansions, as well as acting as a liaison with Paradox Interactive in terms of coordinating with them, like what their expectations for the World of Darkness are and what they want those to be in VTES, and how we at BCP want to produce things for the game and how we can best work to fit Paradox's needs as well.
Fiquei sabendo que você veio para o saque. Conta pra gente como é que estava a sua expectativa de conhecer uma parte da player base do Brasil, que hoje é uma player base importante para o VTES, e como foi a sua participação? Conta pra gente.
Every country and every player community has their own unique customs and traditions and peculiarities and differences in their metagame. So I'm very much looking to see what Brazil has to offer for those. It should be a lot of fun to see. I'm also looking to find out what the Brazilian community wants for VTES, you know, what their issues are with the game, what their needs are for the game, and what their wishes are for the game, like what they want to see in the game itself. And as for playing competitively, my competitive days are largely over, but it'll be good for me to get some action again.
Espero que tenha sido um bom campeonato, uma experiência legal para você. Nós andamos nos últimos anos experienciando aí um aumento da player base de VTES aqui no Brasil e a gente queria saber como que isso está se desenvolvendo nos Estados Unidos e se o VTES é presente em outros lugares, como por exemplo a África e a Ásia.
VTES has seen a resurgence of growth in Europe in particular, and especially in Spain, where we've had over 200 players for the European Championship. So that was absolutely fantastic to see. In North America, it's been more of a slow burn, but things are picking up. We're efforts in the player communities in California, particularly down in Los Angeles and San Diego, and also in Texas and Louisiana. Kelly Lyons has done a fantastic job with the Gulf Coast Roast tournament series and the other tournament organizers for that. So we're very glad to see that. And the attendance at the North American Championships has picked up a lot as well. Over 50 players this year, and we're looking to see continued growth there as well. And we had at the Week of Nightmares, we had everywhere from like 25 to 40 people for the Week of Nightmares events, and then over 50 for the NAC. So we're very excited to see the continued growth there, and I think we'll see it grow even further. In Africa and Asia, we do have play groups. There's a South African group, and we have player communities in the Philippines, Singapore, and Taiwan, as best I understand. So very excited for that, and hopefully we can help those communities out as well and see what we can do to help them build.
Bem, vamos para um assunto mais espinhoso. Várias críticas foram feitas aos produtos de World of Darkness, principalmente em como eles tratavam populações fora da Europa e dos Estados Unidos. Mas recentemente a Black Chantry baniu uma série de cartas com nomes problemáticos em relação a questões de preconceito e minorias. Isso nos indica que o tratamento para essas regiões vai ser diferente. O que a gente pode esperar para o Brasil e para o Hemisfério Sul?
When we got the license to publish VTES, something that stood out for me and surprised me was how little content there was for the World of Darkness, particularly in 5th edition, outside of North America and Europe. You look at the products created for the V5 setting, and the settings are either Prague, London, New York City, Minneapolis, Seattle, Chicago, but there was very little content for the Southern Hemisphere or for Eastern Asia. And it's surprising to me, given the player communities we have for the World of Darkness globally. There are plenty of player communities in South America and in Africa, particularly in South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and East Asia. And I wanted to make sure that we bring those communities in, like represent them in the World of Darkness, have products that are set in their nations as well, and give their communities an acknowledgement, like that they are not just consumers of this game, but they are a part of the game as well. As for what you can expect to see in VTES for Brazil specifically, after we're done with the Sabbat, we'll be doing a set that is about Brazil. Something that's been on my mind has been the World of Darkness in 5th edition, and what they have set out for South America and for Brazil, and also what the player community's expectations are for how things in the World of Darkness should be in Brazil. Like, you look at some of the domains in Brazil, they, for VTES, they're not run by princes. Some of them are run by archbishops, like famously the Belo Horizonte. So I'd like to do something for the Brazilian community, with the World of Darkness, to have the two meet, have Paradox's expectations and the Brazilian community's expectations, meet somewhere in the middle, and do something to represent the Brazilian community in VTES. In addition, we have been saddened by the passing of Brazilian players over the course of the COVID pandemic, in particular Fernando Cesar, but I'm aware that there have been several others. And we'd like to do something more for them than simply an Anarch convert. So having a set that not just represents the Brazilian community, but also that honors these players, is something we are very, very interested in doing.
O ritmo de lançamento, para a gente falar agora especificamente do produto VTES, né? O ritmo de lançamento tem sido bem legal, né? Nós tivemos Ravnos, Zimize e Salubre no começo do ano, tivemos agora um especialíssimo deck de 30 anos maravilhoso, e para o final do ano agora a gente já tem, inclusive, com pré-venda ali no site da Black Chantre, os decks de La Sombra. O que a gente pode esperar de ritmo de lançamento para o ano que vem? Vai aumentar os lançamentos? Vai manter essa rotina, esse ritmo de lançamento? O que você pode dizer para a gente sobre isso?
We always want to produce things at a faster pace, but reality keeps getting in the way. So hopefully we can release more quickly next year, and we'll have the Sabbat pre-constructed decks coming. We'll have the Brazil set. We have a couple other things in the works as well, and hopefully we can deliver on all of those in 2025.
Nós ficamos muito animados com essa resposta. Muitas pessoas que nós conversamos da Playerbase aqui do Brasil, que a gente teve contato, está preocupado com o power creep do V5 e chegando inclusive a cogitar a existência de um formato só com V5 e um formato Legacy. Isso faz parte dos planos da Black Chantre?
We keep an eye on power creep issues as well, and we do what we can to address them. And as for a V5 only format, it's something we've been wanting to do for a few years, and now that we're just about done getting all of the clans represented as pre-constructed decks, we feel it's about time that we launch that format, and that will be happening in January of this year, I believe, for 2020 or January of 2025. So the important thing to know is that the legacy format will still remain the primary format for VTES. So Continental Championships will still be in the legacy format, and we do expect that most play groups will continue on using the legacy format for tournaments. But we want to present 5th edition only as an option for those playgroups who just want to purchase the newer cards and don't want to have to chase after the old cards. And yeah, as an option if people want to try it.
Nós estamos vendo cada vez mais torneios de VTES. Quando a gente vai lá no calendário, tá lotado de torneio todo mês, muitos torneios. Existe a possibilidade de um torneio mundial de VTES? Se ele tiver, ele vai ser na Europa ou ele vai ser itinerante?
A VTES World Championship, I think, is a really fun idea in theory, but the practical nature of it, particularly with respect to the cost of travel, means that what you would get as a result wouldn't be much more than what we already get with the European Championship or with the NAC or with the SAC. So I think the best format for the time being is to use Lackey for world events. It's the same cost for everybody, and I think the response from the community has been very good for those. It's really fun to see the global participation there, and I think we get more global participation in that than we would from trying to have an in-person World Championship. So hopefully the game will grow to the point where we start seeing a lot more travel amongst the continents, but until then, I think Lackey is probably the best path forward.
Uma outra pergunta é sobre lançamentos também, nós estamos muito curiosos sobre ele. Vocês acompanham os lançamentos da Paradox do World of Darkness, né? Nós já conversamos disso off. Existe a intenção de lançar conteúdos relacionados a outras ambientações desse universo, como magos, lobisomens e coisas do gênero?
If you mean another set like Knights of Reckoning, the imbued set, but for other allies such as werewolves or mages, I think the answer for the time being is no. We're dedicated to the game being about vampires. It is Vampire the Eternal Struggle, so the game will be primarily about vampires. We do intend to, and we're already working on cards for the other ally types, werewolves and mages and wraiths and maybe changelings down the road. So we do plan on continuing to do that for VTES. We've got a storyline idea in the works for one of the ally types, and maybe we can do that in the next summer, 2025 or maybe later. So that's a likely avenue for these things. But if you're looking for the guru in your crypt cards, no, we won't be doing that.
Nos lançamentos que nós vimos recentemente, tinham cartas novas e tinham reprints. Vários decks com vários reprints, inclusive. A intenção é continuar fazendo coleções com muitos reprints ou lançar cartas novas?
Oh, definitely. After the pre-constructed decks for the Sabbat, the Brazil set will be entirely new cards, and we have other sets in the works that will also be entirely new cards.
Uma curiosidade, Ben, se você pudesse remover uma mecânica do jogo ou uma determinada carta, qual seria essa carta? Qual mecânica você acha que não encaixa tão legal?
Oh boy, before I say anything, I have to give the disclaimer that everything I'm about to say is in my own fantasy world and does not represent any plans whatsoever that Black Chantry Productions has for these cards. This is my fantasy world, not reality. So with that in mind, one card I'd like to see gone is Rewind Time. I don't like minion cards that work in the master phase. That just I don't mechanically, I don't think that is sound. I don't think it works. Veil of Darkness is another one that I absolutely hate, particularly as a judge, where if you have multiple tables with Veil of Darkness, you're jumping from table to table, double checking what everybody's doing, and people asking for rollbacks because they misplayed the Veil of Darkness, and it's a giant headache, and I wish the card would go away. I've never liked direct intervention and dark influences, and I'm not a big fan of canceling minion cards in general, because it's about as interesting as a pothole on the road. And the big crazy one, several years ago, Johannes Walsh of Germany asked me a question like, why do we have the master phase? And it is strange that we have an entire phase, an entire category of cards where there is very minimal interaction between the players. And why so much of the game is played in their master phase, and why isn't all of the game played in the minion phase? So again, this is pure fantasy, but I think it's an interesting thought of, what if the master phase was gone and we only played the game within the minion phase? So those are my answers. Please do not take them as being real or anything we're going to do. It's just crazy ideas in my head.
Para a gente finalizar a nossa entrevista aqui, queria que você contasse um pouco para o nosso público o que o VTES significa para você, né? Você hoje é uma pessoa muito importante no VTES, mas gostaríamos de saber o que o VTES é na sua vida, né? E deixar já um abraço e um agradecimento pela sua participação.
For me, VTES means a lot of friendships and a lot of amazing life experiences. Because of VTES, I've been able to travel around the world a fair amount, at least through Europe and North America, and soon Brazil. And I've been able to meet a lot of great people and see a lot of wonderful countries, and I'm very grateful for those experiences, and I'm forever in debt of VTES for that. Something also with VTES is that it's a way for me now as designer to express myself creatively and to create things for the community. It's a way I get to give back to the players, and it's a way for me to have a lot of fun creatively as well.
Eu quero agradecer novamente ao Ben pela entrevista. Muitíssimo obrigado. Você que acompanha o canal da GN já sabe, ação mandatória do canal, curte, se inscreva, coloque aí nos comentários o que você achou das respostas do Ben para o futuro do VTES. Eu queria agradecer muito a participação da arcebispa Estel e da Natalia Carrusca, que nos ajudaram com as traduções, permitiram que a gente tivesse legendas nesse vídeo para as respostas. A você, Cainita, um forte abraço, fique com a gente e até a próxima.